Hey, what's up, folks? I'm back. It's Bunny Love. I have a review for you guys on Nicole. Let me just say that I don't know why I feel, maybe because I feel bad, but I be wanting to apologize and say I'm sorry because I can't get these reviews out like people want me to. I do have some subscribers that do understand. They said, well, Bonnie, we know you're busy and we know you got a lot to do. I really do. Like, my plate is just so damn full. And even throughout having a full plate, I still try to find some type of way to get something out whenever I can, And I'm just thankful that you guys are patient with me to get these videos done and stuff like that. There's an app that I use to do these videos, and it's just awesome that I can do them on the go. The voiceovers, I do them on the go and upload them when I'm, little 5 or 6 minute videos. I can try to get those out instead of these hour-long ones or close to hour-long ones that I be doing, from home. But when I'm home, I have time, I try to get them out to you. Okay, so with that being said, I do apologize. People saying you don't have to apologize. We know you're busy, but I just, there's some people that follow me and are really loyal to my channel and my videos, and they are good subscribers. They always hear, and when they make a request, I just want to fulfill it. As far as like a certain person on my 600-pound life or a TV show or something like that. I just want to get right to it because it's like you rocking with me, so I'm gonna rock with you. You know what I mean? So I do the best that I can. I love you guys. You're the shit, I swear. All right, so let me get into this review. I want to say a little bit about Nicole before I actually go, scene by scene by scene. I would like to say that I had mixed. My feelings were mixed about her. I have an issue with whoever is not cordial to the doctor. If you're mean to the doctor, I'm not going to really particularly care for that person. Because it's like you went down here begging the doctor for help. And then when the doctor tells you the truth and doesn't go along with your bullshit, now you want to treat him like shit or talk to him like shit. So that's a lot of the reason why I have an issue with people that are just, just horrible to that doctor, because it's like you went to him practically begging him for help because your life is a mess. You on the, you about to die because you're so damn big. And then when you don't hear what you want to hear or you don't comply with the program like you're supposed to, and he gets on you, it's like, well, fuck doctor now. They don't actually say that, but that's pretty much what they be saying. So, but Nicole was not, she was not rude to the doctor at all. Nicole was rude. She was rude now. She was rude to her family. Okay? There was a scene on here that just kind of had me looking at the TV like, really? You really going to get that upset about something that you did to yourself? Like, really? Like, don't get me wrong. Nicole definitely has some, there was some parts of the show where I was just kind of like, are you for real? This is self-inflicted. You did it to yourself, but you want to take it out on your family. Give me a fucking break. So, yeah, I get it, and I see why a lot of people didn't care for her because of her nasty attitude toward her family. But she was not nasty to the doctor. So that's why I say my feelings where this episode was concerned was a little mixed. But I'll get into that. I'm going to go scene by scene here. Okay? Like I always do. Well, not always. I just started doing this maybe a couple of weeks ago. Going in order or whatever. But okay. As far as the episode. All right. At the time of the episode, Nicole was 23 years old, and she was 684 pounds, okay, from Marion, Ohio. Let me speak on that a little bit. Why is it that everybody from Ohio, well, not everybody, You had one person from Ohio that didn't really have a bad attitude, and that was Tracy. Her attitude really wasn't that bad. I think she was from Ohio. But you got Angela J, nasty attitude. Angela G, her attitude really wasn't bad, but she just was a train wreck. She didn't do what she was supposed to do. And then you have Mercedes. She's from Cincinnati, and her attitude wasn't really bad, but she bullshitted. She didn't do what she was supposed to do. It's like the cast members, a lot of the cast members that are the least liked by the public and by the viewers are from Ohio. What is it about Ohio? Is there something in the water? Is there something in the water there? Something we don't know about? What the fuck is going on with Ohio? These women from Ohio is like, they're either irresponsible as fuck or they got a nasty attitude. What the hell is going on? Okay, so anyway, we start the scene with her waking up and getting out of bed. Complains of how hard it is to get out of bed. You know, she complains that it's just difficult at her size to get out of bed. It's like a task just to get out of the bed. Parents live with her and her husband. Charlie helps her with the 2 kids. Okay, so she's got 1 kid by Charlie and another that isn't. Okay, but he still helps her with both. He deals with both of the kids. Well, no, actually, I'm sorry. I retract that. That's at the time, Charlie was not her husband. It was just her boyfriend. Okay, so Charlie helps her bathe on the back porch. Now, this was one of the most interesting parts of the episode. Okay, her dad hooks up a garden hose to hot water washer so that she can go out on the back porch and sit in a wheelchair and get washed like an animal. I'd never seen nothing like that before. I mean, if she can't fit in the bathroom, what can you do? Like, and she can't. Literally, well, maybe now, but yeah, probably now. Yeah, because she lost a lot of weight. Nicole has come a long way weight-wise. Like, I have to give her props for that. She has definitely lost a ton of weight, you know. So she looks a lot better today. But at the time, she could not fit in the bathroom. So she couldn't take a bath in the bathroom. She couldn't even fit through the door. So she can't fit through the bathroom door anymore to take a bath or shower. She has to be cleaned outside like an animal. Sits butt naked on a wheelchair on back porch to shower. She says Charlie is very devoted to her and doesn't mind washing her up. She says she's humiliated, but Charlie says if this is what he has to do for the woman he loves, then he will jump flaming hoops for her. Yeah, he said that, but yeah. He also says it's gross having to hose her butt, but he would do whatever it takes for his girl. Well, yeah. Who wants to wash shit out of anybody's butt? I wouldn't care if it was your girlfriend, your boyfriend. Who wants to do that? There's nothing romantic about that shit. It's already not romantic at the fact that you with somebody that's almost 700 pounds and you probably can't get in that thing like you want to. Now, them 2 have a child, okay? But those 2 had a child before she got that big. So, yeah, they probably had, of course, obviously, they got a child. They done had their little thing in there. They done did their little thing. But now during the time of this episode, they wasn't getting it in no more. So it's already not romantic that you're with somebody almost 700 pounds and you're obviously not fucking. Obviously. And you know what? Motherfuckers probably looking at my video like, fuck is she talking about? Like, nobody cares about their sex life. Nobody is going to tell me that there aren't people out here that look at this show and just be wondering, like, especially the people with a significant other. Because every cast member has not had a significant other on the show. But the ones that have a significant other, you just be kind of looking like, and wondering, are these 2 even fucking? Like, how did they get that thing in? Can't nobody tell me that some people don't look at that shit and just wonder, like, they together? So how are they intimate? Some people be wondering that shit. Maybe not everybody, but, you know, some people wonder that shit, okay? But I'm just saying, it's nasty. It is disgusting to have to wash shit out of somebody's butt Make sure they butt is clean, they poo-poo is clean, and all that kind of. It's gross. There's nothing romantic about this shit, But that was his girlfriend. He said he'd do whatever it takes for his girlfriend, even though he think it's gross. He admitted that it was gross. He said sometimes it's gross having to hose her butt. Yeah, that is gross. It would be gross. Shit. Okay. She said she hates that her stomach is the biggest part of her body, and it was. Like a lot of people that are morbidly obese are shaped different ways. Like the majority of her weight was right down there in that midsection. I mean, her stomach just was hanging over, like, ugh. You know what I mean? So yeah, I don't blame her. I'm sure that's probably what gets that part of her body is what gets the most in her way, more or less. Well, at the time of this episode was her stomach. Okay. So she talks about her childhood. They always talk about their childhood. I don't know whether that to that's for the purpose of letting us know what's going on so we can feel sorry for them or whatever. I don't know. But they always do this. Beginning part of the episode, they always get into what their childhood was like. So let's talk about hers. Okay, so her childhood she always struggled with her weight. Her and mom never got along. They'd fight when they did. She'd just run to her dad. He'd give her a snack whenever she'd be upset. So whenever her and mom would argue, she'd go to dad. Dad would give her a snack. It would make her feel safe and comfortable. And I'm assuming that that's where the bad eating habits started to begin. Okay. At around 7 years old, according to dad, is when she started to look heavier than most average kids. As she got older, she continued to gain. Dad was a truck driver and was barely around to be there for her, so she would continue to eat. So as she got older, Dad got into truck driving. He wasn't as home as much, so he wasn't there to give her any more snacks or food to comfort her, but he had already set the tone for that when he started giving her bad foods when she was younger. So she just kept that pattern going. At age 14, she was well over 200 pounds. That's ridiculous. It is ridiculous to be 200 pounds at 14 years old. That doesn't make any sense. So that's basically, you're a child at that age. That's basically saying that her mother would just let her eat and eat and eat. Her mother didn't try to have any type of control over, what she was eating. But she claims that both parents were on drugs. So if the mother was on drugs and the father wasn't home, well, maybe by this time she wasn't on drugs. The mother may not have been on drugs when she was 14. It's possible, but even if she wasn't on drugs at that time, she just wasn't paying the child any attention. There's no way I'm going to have a 14-year-old that's over 200 pounds. That's just insane. That doesn't make any sense. Okay? That means somebody somewhere is not doing what they're supposed to do. They're not paying attention to the child. So she was basically on her own if she was 200 pounds at 14 years old. Her dad started using cocaine, got mother addicted as well. Okay, so yeah. So the mother started getting into drugs after the age of 14, after she was already, well over 200 pounds. So that pretty much means the mother just wasn't paying her any attention, even prior to having, a drug problem, according to the show, according to what they're telling us. Mother would fight, scream, kick, and cause problems if they ran out of drugs. Couldn't take the parents using drugs, so she used food as a comfort. At age 16, she was well over 400 pounds. That's even worse. So that means in 2 years, you gained 200 pounds. At age 14, you were 200 pounds. Then by age 16, you're 400 pounds. That means in 2 years, you gained 200 pounds. That doesn't make any sense. Okay, so dad goes to jail for drugs. Mom had no job, became homeless because of it. They had to rely on soup kitchens. And she basically said in this episode that when you don't know or is 100% sure where your next meal is coming from, if you have to rely on soup kitchens, when you do go to the soup kitchen, you're going to try to eat up as much as you can if they allow it, so that you know that you're full, because just in case you don't get another meal for that day. Which that's if they allow that. Some soup kitchens will allow you to eat as much as you want. Others have restrictions, So if they allowed her to eat like that, then yeah, that also contributed to the weight. By age 18, she was 500 pounds. So in another 2 years, she gained another 100 pounds. She was just eating like she didn't have any sense. Like she was out of control. I mean, this just doesn't make sense. Okay. So dad comes home from jail. Mom, he got the mother right back into drugs. She started dating after moving out of the house because I guess she couldn't take the situation with them being, drug addicts anymore. She got pregnant. Charles' father left her. She met Charlie online while she was pregnant with another man's baby. They started going together. Charlie took care of her while she was pregnant with another man's baby until she gave birth. When she gave birth, she gained another 120 pounds. I don't think the weight at that point of gaining 120 pounds had much to do with the pregnancy. I think it had a lot to do with food. I mean, I know everybody's different, and sometimes it's hard not to compare. I know everybody's different, but I'm just me. I've had 2 pregnancies, and I didn't gain any weight because I didn't eat that much. I mean, I ate enough for me and the baby, and of course I had cravings, but no. If you're gaining that much weight, 100 and something pounds while you're pregnant, you're eating. You're doing too much. You got to eat a little more because you're eating for 2, but I don't really like to compare myself, but sometimes it's just mind-boggling to me. It's like, how are you gaining that much during a pregnancy? Yeah, during pregnancy, you gain a little weight, but 120 pounds, you're still eating. You're still eating like you don't have any sense. I was never that big. Anyway, Charlie says her behavior with food is not normal. Charlie admits to enabling her even though he knows it's wrong. Yeah, he knows it's wrong. He knew it was wrong, but I think in Charlie's case, I think he just didn't want to hear her mouth. I think Dr. Now, when they finally got down to Dr. Now's, this might be moving ahead a little bit, but anyway, when he got down to Dr. Now's, Dr. Now basically he makes his assessments, and he was just like, well, he may want her to be large. When Charlie made the statement that her behavior with food is not normal, and he admits to enabling her even though he knows it's wrong. You normally can tell when your mate is somebody that wants you to be big. In this case, I really couldn't see that. I couldn't see that with him. Even though he knew it was wrong to enable her, even though he admitted to enabling her, I just didn't see that. What I saw was he just didn't want her to leave. To me, he seemed like he was a little slow, and he seemed like one of the type that he's into anybody that's into him. He'll take whoever. If they show him some attention, he'll take it. I mean, like that's. I don't think he want. I think he started to get used to her, regardless of her size, and he just didn't want to have to end things with her and start over. With somebody else. He was comfortable with it. So I don't think it had anything to do with her size. I think it was more or less. It could have been, but I didn't see it that way. You know what I mean? So Dr. Now's assessment, it could have been, but it was like, I really didn't pick up on that with him. Okay, so anyway, going on with the story. Moving on. Month 1, packing to move to Houston, which I think is dumb because they hadn't even seen the doctor yet. Why would you? Now, don't get me wrong. She ended up doing well. She became a success, but she was fucking up some in this episode too. She wasn't always doing what she was supposed to do. I mean, it really took some serious discipline and hard, tough words from Dr. Now for her to do what she was supposed to do. So I still say it was, even though she ended up, a success story, I still say it was extremely stupid to pack up and move to Houston and you hadn't even met Dr. Now yet. You didn't even know what he wanted you to do. You didn't know what the requirements were going to be. You didn't even know if you were even a candidate for weight loss surgery, but you moved down there anyway. It's nothing wrong with taking risks. Hey, I'm all about taking risks, but not ridiculous risks. That was ridiculous. I never understood that. I never understood. She's not the only cast member that has done that. There are cast members that do that shit. They just pack up and go to Houston before they talk to the doctor, or they may have talked to the doctor one time, still hasn't been approved for surgery, and they go down there anyway. Okay, so she says, I got my kids and myself. That's all I even care about. Yeah. So this is when she started becoming a bitch to her folks, okay? She said, I got my kids and myself, and that's all I even care about. Charlie says, so what am I, chopped liver? It was like fuck him. You know, I'm just going to do this for my kids. I'm going to do this for me. And I don't give a fuck about my boyfriend, the one that's really kind of been here for me. You know, that's basically what she was saying. And he was just like, so what am I, chopped liver? The dad says, I don't even want to go to Houston. He said, I don't want to go. Let me tell you something. And if by any chance, anybody in that family, or if she, Nicole herself, because I do have cast members that have watched my videos and did not like what I had to say. Okay, if for any reason they happen to see this video, okay, they're not gonna like what I'm about to say. But I'm just gonna tell you the truth on how I saw it. I think the dad was getting high. I think the dad was still using them drugs. And at the time, Nicole was grown. She was an adult. She didn't have to. It's nice to have family support, but they don't have to give it to you. They don't have to give it to you. You got to learn how to be your own cheerleader and your own support system. Okay. Nicole was grown. He didn't have to be there for her. He was there for her, even though he didn't want to be. But even with all that being said, I think he did what he did. Or said what he said in terms of not wanting to go because he didn't want to leave his supplier. He didn't want to leave them drugs, honey child. That man was high. He was high all throughout the episode. The mother, I couldn't really tell. But that father, that man was using drugs. And there shouldn't be no reason for Nicole to get upset because she even said that. She said that herself in the episode. She thinks he got back hooked on those drugs. No, honey. He was high the whole time. All throughout the episode, that man was high off of something. You could tell. And just from the way he acts, just from his body language, his mannerism, his nodding, it seemed like heroin was probably his drug of choice. I could be wrong. It could have been methamphetamines too, but I think it was when you start doing like this. And you look like you about to just pass out and go to sleep and never wake up. It's dope. You're using dope. You're using heroin. And it seemed like that's what was going on with him. It seemed like he was high pretty much throughout the episode. And he would have outbursts too. There were times when he would just blast on the motherfucker. And I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that he probably was frustrated because he couldn't get them drugs. Oh, yeah, he's definitely a dope fiend, for sure. And he was high on this show. They're not going to like what I got to say. I already know you ain't going to like what I got to say. But I'm not going to lie. I'm going to tell it. I'm going to tell it. I'm going to tell it. I'm going to tell it the way I saw it. That's the way I saw it. He was high. She can't get too mad because she said the same thing. She said, I think he done got back on them drugs. No, honey, child. He been on them shits. Your father was high throughout the whole show. All right, so moving on. Okay, she said, this is a new beginning for me, and I don't care what's left behind. I'm going to Texas, and this was her mannerism. You know, almost kind of like, fuck y'all. If y'all ain't with me, y'all ain't with me. And this was her mannerism. I'm going to Texas. I'm going to see Dr. Now. I'm going to comply with his program. And I'm going to be one of the most successful patients that he's had. Well, okay, you did end up becoming a pretty successful patient. You did overall. But when you first got down there, honey child. And we know that sometimes, like, it's hard. We know it's hard. Sometimes it's hard for y'all to, because you're so used to eating fucked up. It's hard to conform to something different, you know. But at the same time, your ass wasn't, and you were making excuses for not doing right. If you're not doing right, you're just not doing right. If you're not doing what you said you're going to do, then you're just not doing what you said you were going to do. Keep it all the way real and 100. You don't have to lie. You know, that Friday shit. You ain't got to lie, Craig. You ain't got to lie. Yeah. You ain't got to lie. You can keep that shit real. Please don't pay me no attention. I'm just silly as fuck. Okay, now that I done warmed up to y'all, I can be me, you know, and I can play around, I can joke a little bit, a little something. All right, so, moving on. She says, either her family can help her or they can get out of her way. See? She said either they can help her or they can get the fuck on. You know, almost like, bitch, I'm going to do this with or without you. No, you needed your mama. You needed your mama to help you with them kids. So stop it, okay? Stop the bullshit. You needed your mama to help you with them kids little as shit. Here you talking about up and just moving from Ohio to Houston, okay, with 2 kids. You can't even hardly fit into the bathroom, and you talk about you gonna do this shit by yourself. No, honey, chat. You needed your mama, so stop with that attitude. Stop it. She didn't have to help you, regardless of what y'all went through in the past, regardless of what you think she put you through, no, regardless of how fucked up you thought she did you in your childhood. As an adult, she was not obligated to help you, and that was your own mother. Nobody's obligated to help anybody. So you got this help from your mother with those kids, okay? So don't have this attitude talking about what you don't need. Your family can get out your way. Bullshit. Because if you really felt you didn't need it, you wouldn't have took them with you. They wouldn't have got on the road and went to Houston with you if you didn't feel you needed them. So stop the bullshit. Moving on. So the next scene, they pull up to a drive-thru. And that's another thing I don't understand. Well, I mean, I kind of understand it, but then I don't. It's like, okay, you're going to see Doctor now, and you getting ready to do what you got to do to change your life. But how come when they on the road, they eat fucked up? I don't think there's one cast member, or it might have just been one, that actually ate right on the way down to see the doctor. They made a change before they even got there. They didn't wait for the doctor to tell them that they needed to eat right. They actually made a change before they got there. But most of these damn cast members eat fucked up on the way down to the doctor. Now, it could be an issue of, okay, well, this is my last time eating like this. Let me just go ahead and enjoy my last moment. All right, okay, to an extent, I kind of get that. But still, you still know you on your way to change your life. Why you got to get 2 double patty burgers, 2 large orders of fries, and a large Coke? Why you got to get all that? Now, and that's what they ordered. That's what they ordered when they went to the drive-thru, the fast food place. That's what the fuck they ordered. Now, I understand some of this was for Charlie. So she didn't eat all that. But she did eat one of those double patty burgers. And then after she ate one of the double patty burgers and one of the large orders of fries and that large motherfucking Coke, she went and got a foot-long sub from Subway and sat there and ate that too. Yo, that had to be every bit of about 3,000-4,000 calories. Probably more than that. You drinking a big, large-ass carbonated drink, large fry, double patty burger. And I mean, you could tell that bitch was addicted too, because she was talking about it. She was talking about her relationship with that food. She said, you know, when the burgers come out and they just hot and fresh, when the fries, they just come straight out the fryer and they hot and fresh. It's just, I just love that feeling. Oh yeah, she was an addict. She's about bad as Marla. I love food. I'm a junk food junkie. Yeah, she was just about as bad as Marla. Yeah, I mean, I get it. You addicted, but goddamn, you showed us your motherfucking gluttony. You showed us your gluttony. A lot of cast members don't actually show you. I mean, some of them do. Some of them do. You got some of them that do show you how much they eat. A lot of cast members just talk about it. This one here, she showed it. You done had that burger, the large fries, that Coke, and then a whole foot-long sub from Subway. Girl, you know you wrong. You know you all right. So moving on. Next scene, they've been on the road for 18 hours. Stops at a motel to rest. Okay, now this is the part of the episode everybody was talking about. Okay, as far as like how fucked up she is. You know what I'm saying? This is the part that's crazy because she was like, okay, so they stop at the motel. She sits on the bed. She gets frustrated that the bed moved because the bed has wheels. She says, I can't even sleep on this bed. I can't even sleep. I can't. Like, that's when she started whining. That was another thing about her I didn't like. She was a crybaby. I didn't like that part about her. You put on your big girl panties and deal with it. All that crying and whining wasn't necessary. But this right here is the most infamous part, okay? This is the part that everybody's talking about, okay? So Charlie says, well, you didn't want to pay price for the room upstairs. Nicole says, well, the room is upstairs, you fucking idiot. So I guess basically she called him an idiot because it's like, I can't get upstairs with my fat ass. My fat ass can't get upstairs. So why are you saying that? Well, you didn't want to pay price for the room upstairs. A room that's a little bit better. Well, the room is upstairs, you fucking idiot. She called her boyfriend an idiot. The motherfucker that's been helping her. For real? For real. I see why she got a lot of backlash. She wasn't shitty to the doctor by the time she got to see the doctor, but she was shitty to this motherfucking man of hers. I mean, that's why I say he might be a little slow, because he was putting up with her shit. Who puts up with that? Either you slow or your self-esteem low is a motherfucker to tolerate, you know what I'm saying, some big 700-pound motherfucker talking to you like you ain't shit. You know, there's plenty of people out here in this world. You ain't got to take that from somebody like her. But, you know, he just did, you know. And I'm just like, is he slow? Is something wrong with him? Like, is his self-esteem all the way down to the floor? Why would you take that? So anyway, moving on. She cries that she can't get on the bed. Asks to sit in a chair. So he brings her chair. She cries that her back hurts. Cries that she can't do this. Okay? So then she screams at Charlie and says, you know what, dude? If you're not going to be supportive, you can fucking leave. He says, well, I am being supportive. That's why I'm here. She says, it's stupid wood in here. Why would they put wood on the floor in a hotel? First of all, you get mad at the hotel because they got wood on the floor because you're overweight and you can't handle it. Look, you're going to go places that have stuff that they're not really set up the way that you like. But if it's set up the way that you don't like, go somewhere else, or maybe you can adjust if you're not 700 pounds. You mad at the world because of what you did to yourself. I mean, you really cussed your family out like they wasn't shit, like they were the scum of the earth, like they were shit on the bottom of your goddamn shoe. You treated them like garbage. So I definitely see why the public was. I'm looking at some of these comments on YouTube and how people talk about her in the Facebook groups. They talk about her like she's a damn dog, honey. And I see why, because that's how she was acting. And she treated them like a dog. She really treated her family real bad at this scene. You know what I mean? I was just looking at this shit like, I'm looking at the TV like, these people didn't have to uproot their life to come help you. Even though I really wasn't no big fan of the father or the mother. I wasn't a fan of those two. But still, because they did some shit in this episode I didn't like either. But still. The fact still remains. They did not have to uproot their lives to come help you do anything. So you treating these people like shit after they put their life on hold for you. Bitch, bye. Bitch, come on. Get yourself together. Yes, I definitely see why the public couldn't stand your ass. So she said, it's stupid wood on the floor in the hotel. He says, well, they did it to make it look nice. So Nicole says, everything I say, you talk shit. And, Charlie basically said she was lollygagging. No. She said he was lollygagging when she almost hit the floor. How is he lollygagging when you almost hit the floor? You lucky he even helping you. You lucky he even with you, big as you are, and putting up with your mouth. You lucky you talk to people like that, especially the person you're supposed to be with. Why would you talk to him like that? He don't have to help you. When you get ready to hit the floor, that's your man. He should help you. Okay, so you get ready to hit the floor, he should help you. But it's not he's not obligated to help your ass. Come on now, give me a break. Give me a break. Charlie said, well, I was getting the bags and stuff. She said, well, you lollygag. Charlie, well, I was getting the bags and stuff. He was bringing the bags into the motel. Okay. You know, you want this man to be, 50 million places and 50 million, at one time. You can't do that. You putting too much on people because you want to be a control freak. You want to manipulate motherfuckers, So the dad says, well, try it again. She says, well, just try it again. Like real sarcastic. They trying to help her. The father is like, well, just try it again, Nicole. All right, well, we'll just try it again. Like, she's trying to be smart, and bitch, you trying to be, well, you bunch of bastards. And she called them bastards. Oh, she talked to them terrible. But bitch, that was your fault. You got yourself up to 700 pounds. Well, almost 700 pounds. Don't blame them. It was you. Yeah, your folks got you started with food when you were a kid. But as you got older, you started to become, you got to an age where you were, to where you could be responsible for yourself. And you could have changed that on your own. You don't blame them just because they got you started on food when you were a kid. And now you want to give them a hard time as adults. They still didn't have to uproot their life to come to you, to come with you to Houston. You come on now, please. Her attitude was bad. Her attitude was bad to her family. Okay? So anyway, they took the mattress and box spring off. Then they put the mattress on the floor to make the crybaby spoiled brat happy. Yeah, she was a crybaby. So next morning they get back on the road. She's fussing at Charlie in the car. This part was funny. He mocks her. And I don't blame her because she was being a crybaby. She says, why do you act like that? He says, you're running your mouth too much. That's why. So she starts to cry. She's literally sitting there like. I mean, she literally sitting there making faces like a fucking 2-year-old. And she 23 years old. Girl, bye. But at 23, you're still young. But come on, you grown, though. You're grown, right? Okay. So, no. Okay, so next scene, they get to Houston. She weighs in at 684. She says she's shocked. Why? Why are you shocked? You know how you was eating. You had a whole burger, some fries, a large Coke, and a whole foot-long sub on your way there. And you talking about you shocked? Bitch, that's the way you eat. That's the way you eat. So you should not be shocked at the fact that you know, that was just an example of how you eat. How you were eating on the road on your way there. So you should not be shocked at the fact that you almost 700 pounds. Dr. Now says Nicole is not taking responsibility. Boyfriend is enabling her and probably doesn't want her to lose weight. I think that was Dr. Now trying to figure them out. I didn't get that from him. I got that from just the fact that he wants somebody to be with. I don't think it matters whether they big or small. He just wants somebody. And he done got used to and comfortable with her to where I don't think he wanted to start over. So he gives her a weight loss goal of 30 pounds by the next weigh-in. So the next scene, they go to the hotel. She's exercising in the pool. Says the temptation to eat gets stronger when they're worrying about not having a place to stay. So yeah, they were in a hotel for a while. They really didn't have, you know, funds to get a place. Okay. So she was stressed out about that. She was saying the fact that she was stressed out about that is what made her just want to run to food. Okay. So 2 weeks later, she's still complaining of not having a place. Dad says he had a pizza. This part was funny because he said he had a whole pizza while he was gone. And she got mad because he had a pizza. Well, he didn't eat the pizza in front of you. He ate the pizza before he got there. Just the thought of him having pizza, you know, pissed her off. You know, she didn't like that. She gets on Charlie about how he eats. Complains that the family is not eating healthy. You know, she just controlled that boy. She controlled Charlie. She would get on him about how he was eating too much. And how you gonna get the way you eat with the way you eat? How you gonna talk about him? Girl, bye. Girl. Okay, so by month 3, she weighs in at 673, weight loss of only 11 pounds. Dr. Now asks what happened. Tells him she was stressed out, family eating bad in front of her. Dr. Now doesn't approve her because she didn't lose enough weight. Stop blaming your family. You know, Dr. Now just told the truth. And she's right. Stop blaming your family. I got to make this quick, y'all. I got to wrap this up. We 37 minutes. My reviews, my 600-pound life reviews be long. Okay, all right, so moving on. Gives her a weight loss goal of 30 pounds over the next month. Next scene at the hotel, Charlie comes in with Waffle House food, knowing she can't eat that, but says she has no choice. Her parents are threatening to take the kids back to Ohio because they do not have a stable place to stay. And she said that was stressing her out even more. Okay, by month 4, they go to a drive-thru. Double meat cheeseburger meal. She started eating bad again. By 1 week later, she weighs in 667, weight loss of only 6 pounds. She says she doesn't know. She says she doesn't know how this happened. You know how it happens. You went and got a double meat cheeseburger when you were supposed to be eating right. So whatever. So there was only a total loss of 18 pounds by that point. She starts to cry as Dr. Now comes in, afraid of what he's going to say. He gets on her about blaming her family. Says she's so delusional that she believes her own excuses. I agree with that. Yeah, she just was trying to convince herself of something that she overall knew was not true. She tells the doctor she feels lost inside because her family's support is not there. Right there, I really feel like she was trying to manipulate the doctor. She was trying to get him to feel sorry for her. But that doesn't work with him. Doctor Now, you can't get over on that man, shorty. He gonna read you. He gonna read you your rights on the chair. He gonna read them. Okay, so where was I? Okay. He sends her to psychotherapy. 30-pound goal of, in the next 2 months. She had to lose 30 pounds. Okay, so 1 week later, she meets with a therapist, Vanessa Goudry. She was okay. She ain't Lola. She ain't Dr. Paradise. Y'all know how I feel about them two. Best therapist on the show. But anyway, she talks about her rough childhood with her, how she has no family support. The therapist encourages her to be selfish to succeed. I can agree with that. That was some pretty good advice. You know, she's still not my favorite therapist on the show, but she did give, some good advice. You have to think about yourself. You have to put you first before you can help anybody else. So that was some pretty good advice. Okay, so moving on. Next scene, the family finally found a place. By month 5, weigh-in, she's 640 pounds. She's 27 pounds down. 3 pounds off from her goal. She was supposed to be 30 pounds. Okay, 30 pounds down. So Dr. Now gives her a 33-pound weight loss goal. So you lose 30 pounds and also that 3 that you didn't lose this time. Okay. within the next month, over the next month. Okay, so 1 week later, house gets raided. This part was interesting. Okay, the house gets raided. The garage gets tore up looking for drugs. The police come in there looking for drugs. Back apartment they were renting out got tore up looking for drugs. The dad is upset, cursing and going off in front of the kids. Cops says they found narcotics in the back apartment. Came to their house, flipped the refrigerator, stove, and couches over looking for drugs. Kids started screaming and crying. Police made her lift her stomach up. His stomach was big as fuck. He said, shit, you might even be hiding something under there, bitch. You know what I mean? Like, hey, let me look up under there. I mean, big as your stomach is, we want to see. You got some dope up under this flab, girl. Let me stop. Let me stop. Her stomach was big enough. Okay. So the father demands that the cameras be turned off because it's personal. He says this has nothing to do with the show. Does this matter to what you eat today? This doesn't have anything to do with what you ate today. It has nothing to do with your diet. So I don't want, I just cut the cameras off. Let me tell you something. My opinion on that is that he had everything to do with those drugs. Don't try to blame somebody that you were renting the back apartment, back garage to. Those drugs were more likely yours. They were more than likely yours. You were hiding those drugs probably in that back area. And if anybody did go to jail that was living back there, I think they went down because of him. He was pissed because he didn't have his dope no more. That's my opinion. Okay, you could just tell based on how high he was throughout the show. That drug raid, that was something else. You know what I mean? That was all him. I don't believe that he trying to pin that shit off on somebody else. Her father was just on that stuff. I'm sorry. And that's why he was so angry and wanted them to turn off the cameras, because he was getting high. And that was probably his dope that the damn police department came and took, and he tried to pin that shit off on somebody else. Okay, moving on. Nicole asked family for support. Her dad looks high. Yes, he does. I'm just talking about that. Yes. Yeah, he's sitting there like a dope fiend while she's sitting there trying to explain how much she needs his support. Please. Okay, so month 6, weigh in 608 pounds. She's 32 pounds down since last visit. Just 1 pound shy of her goal. She does get approved for the surgery. She looked kind of rough. She had holes in her shoes and all that. Were they really that poor? Were they broke? Yeah. No disrespect to people that can't make it or having a hard time making it. But you could see the camera. They showed. I mean, she had one of her pair of shoes she had on. One pair of shoes was actually, one of the shoes out of the pair was actually falling apart. I mean, it was ripped open through the middle. It's like, damn, she couldn't even find decent shoes for the show. Anyway, moving on. Month 8, she has the surgery. Surgery goes well. Charlie's at the hospital with her. Her parents left. 5 days later, she's still in the hospital. Cries that her dad hasn't visited her. They came up there the first day, but then they left and they didn't come back. So all she had was Charlie throughout this as far as her surgery, and that's all she needed. That's her man, right? That's all she needed. Okay, so current weight, 548 pounds, 23 pounds down since surgery, 137 pounds lost. Okay, so the next scene, her and Charlie goes out on a date. Charlie proposes to her, said he wants to marry her. She starts crying like a baby, like she was been doing throughout the whole episode. Okay, so 2 weeks later, tells mom she's moving out because it's too stressful living with them. Suspects that dad is using drugs. Duh. I was just talking about that. Very obvious. That man was getting high all throughout the motherfucking episode. You heard me. Dope fiend for real. That's why he was acting like that. That's why he had an attitude. It was usually when a drug addict has an attitude, it's because they can't get them drugs. Just like these people that eat like they crazy. They get an attitude with you when they can't get what they want to eat. And I think that's a lot of the reason why he wanted them to stop rolling the tape and cut them cameras off, because the police came in there and took his motherfucking drugs. Okay. All right. So moving on. The mother gives her a hug, tells her she loves her, and they don't get along, but yes, I'm your mother. I still love you. I'll go ahead and support you moving out if that's what you need to do to, continue losing weight. By month 12, 524 pounds. She's 49 pounds down, a total of 163 pounds lost. 1 week later, they go looking for an apartment. They take the kids to the park. They enjoy time with the kids so she can do more because she lost weight. And that's the end of the episode. I want to thank you guys for watching. I apologize that this video was so long, but I had to get this in. I will not be taking notes anymore. This is 7 pages of 600-pound life shit. I found a quicker way to do this. you know, other than writing all this shit down. It's so time consuming. That's a lot of the reason why I can't get this stuff out to y'all fast as I would like to. But anyway, with that being the case, thank you for watching. There will be 2 more uploads of my 600-pound life videos. Today, I'm working on them. I can make this promise because they've already been done. I just got to upload them. And follow me on all social media. The ending of this video will have where you can find me on the net, other social media platforms. Thank you. Next up, Brandy and Candy. Peace.